How long you been here by yourself?
His daughter left him. His daughter. There's a real difference between being careless and just being cold. And what we're about to watch today feels a whole lot like the second one. Today we're going to be taking a look at a viral TikTok of an Airbnb host that walked into their property to clean it up when they thought that their tenant had vacated. But when they entered, they found someone's elderly father just left behind. Alone, no family, no explanation, no shame. This man wasn't lost. He wasn't hidden. He wasn't even hard to spot. He was just left, like his worth had expired. You don't just drive off and accidentally leave behind your aging parent. You make a choice. I don't care what excuse these people had. This was not forgetfulness. It was neglect. So this TikTok was uploaded by gingerbreadman_49 in Atlanta, Georgia. And he did post this back in 2023. It has gotten a lot of attention over the last 2 years. And the caption that he wrote here reads, #Airbnb nightmare. Look how my guest left my apartment, $6,000 in damages, and she even abandoned her elderly, sick father. I don't know how long she was there. Anything in the comments? How long was she there? Someone said something about 4 days. There's no way. Yeah, someone's saying only 4 days. This had to be longer than 4 days. There's no way. I'm shocked. 4 days, apparently, according to all of these comments and people coming in and answering that question. How long were they there? So, according to everything that I can see, this is the state of the Airbnb after only 4 days.
Where your daughter?
Which one?
The one that live here with you. How long you been here by yourself? Huh? How long you been here by yourself? Huh?
A long while.
A while?
Yeah.
How long been? A couple days?
Yeah.
You ain't seen your daughter?
What?
You ain't seen the girl that was taking care of you?
Couple days. The words out of this man's mouth were a while. A while. He said, what, a couple days? Yeah, a couple days. Did you see how he was sitting in his wheelchair? His daughter left him. His daughter. Aside from the fact that this chick abandoned her elderly father in this Airbnb, aside from that, they completely trashed this guy's property. I'm speechless. She's a monster. There's people like this in the world just walking amongst us. So now we're going to get into the follow-up, and I'm gonna spoil it for you. You're probably gonna get pissed off because I am pissed off. I have only skimmed through this video. I have not watched it yet in its entirety. So we're gonna do that together now. But I can tell you it's not the outcome that I'm sure a lot of us want after seeing that video, after seeing that poor elderly man just left in his wheelchair in this Airbnb for days. We have no idea if she even left him with a bottle of water, if she left him with anything to eat. Can he even move himself in the wheelchair? I don't know if you've ever sat in a wheelchair before. It takes some arm strength to move yourself. And he's already elderly, and he looked pretty weak to me. Just in the little bits and the clips of the video that we saw, he doesn't look like he has a lot of strength. So the likelihood that he's able to even get himself around that apartment in that wheelchair, I don't see very likely. We don't even know if she put food or water within reach of him. Just in that little clip, he didn't look like he was doing very well. Was he emaciated? Was he dehydrated? This woman needed to have criminal charges brought on her. I'm sorry. And spoiler alert, that doesn't happen. Let's see what the owner of this Airbnb had to say. This update video starts out with caption, "Anybody who is seeing this post, please repost, share, and tag at Airbnb, hashtag BNB, blah, 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 blah."
Basically, a quick little update, man. It's 3:30 in the morning in Atlanta. I'm in my apartment and I can't even sleep. But to give y'all a quick update, man, the father's okay. When I walked into the apartment, that was the first thing that caught my eye. Despite the damage, yes, a lot of damage, it's a loss, but it's people's lives are more important. I have grandparents, I have kids, so, and I'm human. First of all, before I'm anything, I'm human, so this is traumatizing to me.
I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine leaving my own father behind somewhere like that. I couldn't imagine walking into a property and seeing someone having abandoned their father like that. Yeah, I would say traumatizing.
That people can live like this and people don't. That's inhumane. So my thing is, my mind been trying to wrap around the fact that what's wrong with her? What could I do?
Yeah, what's wrong with her? There's something seriously wrong with her to do something like that.
Yeah, I know everybody's saying call, the elderly abuse, call.
Yeah, call the police.
All children's services and all that. But look, hey man, I'm in a position where I have to think this thing out because, okay, if I call elderly abuse or if I call child services on this woman, I'm breaking up a family.
Really? You're worried about breaking up a family? She abandoned him. She left him for days. That family already done broke up. What do you mean you're worried about breaking up a family? He can't be serious when he said that. Again, I'm not trying to drag this guy. I am not in his shoes. I don't know exactly how I might have reacted in that moment, but I sure as shit would have called the police. I would have done something. I would have reported elderly abuse. Worry about breaking up a home? She broke up that home when she abandoned him for days.
So before y'all judge me or accuse me, my first priority when I walked in that apartment was to make sure the man was okay.
And that's good. That should have been your first priority. Although, again, not to drag this guy, before he, at least from what we saw, first thing he did was start filming all the damage. And he posted it on the internet. Before he started recording, he very well could have already talked to the elderly man and said, "I'm gonna help you. Do you need some water?" He might have taken care of this old man and said, "Just wait here just a minute. I need to check out the damage in the apartment," and then started filming. We don't know what happened prior to him starting to film. But what we can see, what he posted on the internet was, "I'm gonna film the apartment and then talk to the elderly man." Because we hear in the video, he's saying, "How long have you been alone? Where's your daughter at?" To me, that elderly man does not sound like an actor. That elderly man does not sound like someone who was already talked to once and is answering the same questions again performatively for a video. I really hope that this is a good young man that took care of that elderly man first before filming a fucking video. He says that his number one priority was making sure that the man was okay. I sure hope that that's true. And he didn't just leave him there as a prop for a video. I gotta be honest with you guys, I was not intending to come this hard at this man, but listening to him say that, it just really, it made my blood boil.
That's the first thing I did when I walked in. He's okay, he's fine. Police got him, ambulance came and got him, everything is fine. So, anybody that sees this video, I need y'all to understand about Airbnb and all these different businesses and corporations. They hide behind host guarantees. They guarantee that if damages are done to your apartment, that you will get reimbursed. I still haven't got reimbursed. I haven't.
Okay, I understand you're pissed because you ain't got reimbursed yet. But why do I feel like he's more focused on I haven't got reimbursed over the welfare of this elderly man? Why am I feeling that so strongly here? Am I alone? Let me know down in the comments. Am I being way too harsh on this guy? Am I coming at this guy too hard? Let me know in the comments. Everything coming out of his mouth right now is just really getting under my skin because yes, I called an ambulance. Yes, I did this. You called an ambulance and you sent him to the hospital, but you didn't file any official reports. I thought that they take reports on that kind of stuff. I thought that if you call an ambulance to take someone to the hospital, they want to know what happened. And surely you told them what happened. Surely you told them, I have an Airbnb and this elderly man was left alone. And so they started asking questions about who's responsible for him, because it ain't you. You're just the Airbnb host. So who is responsible for this elderly man? They didn't ask you any of that? That alone should have resulted in the report of elderly abuse on behalf of his daughter, but it doesn't seem like that happened. Because I looked it up. There's no indication on the internet anywhere that his daughter was held accountable, prosecuted, or faced any criminal charges for just abandoning her father in that Airbnb. Let's not forget the real monster here. The real monster is the bitch that abandoned her elderly father in an Airbnb when she went off to do God knows what for days. That's the real villain in this story here. But he's not saying anything that makes me feel any better about the outcome of this entire situation.
Got a call back from them. I haven't, no concern, nothing. So I've been doing Airbnb since 2017. It's 2023. So can you imagine how much money I have made for this company? I have over 6 or 7 Airbnbs, almost 8 that I have hosts. They won't even give me a call back. I'm late tomorrow when I wake up. I'm gonna show y'all the messages between me and Airbnb. They trying to show receipts, show invoices, proof.
Switching over to Airbnb and how they're handling this situation, I have to agree. I think it's bullshit that he can't even get a call back. That he's been an Airbnb host for however long he's been a host. 3 years, he said? He's got 7 or 8 Airbnbs and he's constantly renting them out. He's making Airbnb a lot of money in his fees and he can't even get a call back? Can't say I'm not surprised though. Airbnb is not losing out on anything. Airbnb is the kind of company that makes money off of the backs of other people who are getting screwed over, and he is a prime example. Not too long ago, I did a video about Airbnb nightmares where hosts are having their properties absolutely trashed by tenants. Airbnb kind of reminds me of Uber, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Amazon Flex, some multi-million, even some billion-dollar corporation making a shitload of money off of the backs of other people who, yes, are also making money, but they're also taking all the risk. People who host Airbnbs, it's their money on the line, it's their properties, it's their goods that are getting damaged. And Airbnb, what incentive do they have to compensate you for anything? They don't really have any incentive to compensate you for anything because they're not taking the risk. You are. They're the ones making money off of you. I'm telling you, you guys can't trust these companies, man.
That you got it clean, prove that it's damaged. Any person with their eyesight can see that this place is damaged. They did not once ask me, "Are you okay?" It's the father. They don't ask nothing. So anybody that's looking at this video, please tag Airbnb in this post. I'm ready to take this to the news station. I'm willing to tell my story because
he should have taken it to the news station. As far as I can tell, I looked it up. As far as I can tell, there was no news. Gonna look again. In Atlanta. Shooting at an Airbnb at Southwest Atlanta. Nope. Man injured after shot up. Nope. Lil baby fesses up to trashing $10 million Airbnb. Nope. I see nothing on the first page in news articles or anything about this elderly man having been abandoned. So it looks like he didn't go to the news.
This is traumatizing to see this, to have to go through this. Nobody is taking a loss but me. I have no partner, so nobody is taking the mental beat up that I'm going through mentally on this whole situation. I'm thinking everything out. That lady had weapons in the house. That lady had a stick that was tied to a knife taped up as if she was in a penitentiary.
Well, it's all starting to make sense. Of course, that would be the kind of person to leave their elderly parent behind. Someone who has a freaking shiv in their Airbnb. It's all making sense now.
Living in an apartment. That apartment was $2,200 a month. It's not no regular, in the hood. It's a nice place with nice amenities, swimming pool, indoor swimming pool. Like, everything was nice for you to do that to a type of place. It was a mental condition. So they let me know that mental illness is serious. It's deeper than what we think. People walk around and look perfectly fine and look nice, smell good, and mentally going through something. I don't know what she been through. I have sympathy for that. I have grew up in low-income houses and stayed in the ghetto. I've never seen nothing like that. Yes, just to let y'all know, the man is okay. I did everything. I called, made sure the police got him, ambulance came and got him. He's perfectly fine. He's all good. My whole thing is Airbnb. Because I have reached out to these people over 20, 30 times.
Okay. I know I came at him pretty hard. I know that he's suffering too. He probably has some trauma from encountering something like that. I know I would. I know now he's dealing with being out all this money. Airbnb is not helping him. It's just a bad situation all around, man. I really, really need my faith in humanity restored. You get what I'm saying?
Messaged them, called them to the point where it's like they don't want to reimburse me. They don't want to consult nothing. This is because of them. So anybody that's watching this post, please tag Airbnb. Please tag Airbnb host. Please tag the news. Please tag Shade Room, because this is a story that needs to be told. Like, we are hosts. We are renting. We are paying this high rent and just trying to make an extra amount of money to make it. And we have to go through this type of stuff. This company makes billions of dollars. It shouldn't be nothing for them to call me to say, hey, Mr. Warburton, we got you. Just anything. They haven't done anything. So anybody that's reading this post or listening to this post, please tag Airbnb, tag Shade Room, tag...
Okay. What do the comments say? First comment, what I say. Break up a family, are you kidding? That man is left for dead by his daughter. They need to keep him away from her and give him state help. It's the first thing I said. What do you mean break up a family? She abandoned him. She broke up her own family though, man. The moment she abandoned him and left him was the moment she decided she wanted to break up her family. Yep. She left him. Call. She already broke her own family up and left him for dead. He was there for days. Exactly. Breaking up a family is one thing, but those babies deserve a clean place, a stable mom. Call CPS, please. Oh, so she had kids there too? I must have missed that part. I must have been so blinded by my rage, I didn't hear him mention kids. You don't have to call anybody. When the police showed up, they took the next steps. I don't know how true that is. If you're calling the police and you're calling for an ambulance, there needs to be a report done somewhere. And you'd think that they would have talked to the guy, the Airbnb host, that guy. You'd think that they would have talked to him and had him fill out an official report. But it doesn't sound like he did that. How does that work? You aren't breaking up a family, you're getting the man the help he needs. She didn't care. Next time she'll leave him, and the person that finds him may not be as caring as you. He deserves better than that. Breaking up a family, seriously, he isn't safe with them. I know it's a tough decision, but if you don't report it, you are letting her get away with it. You aren't breaking up a family. She did that the moment that she left him. You have a good heart. I know it's hard, but she needs to be held accountable. See, okay, so now I'm not feeling like I went too hard, because it looks like people are going hard on him in the comments too. So now the man gonna go back and live with her again to be neglected. Followed by many, many question marks. Jennifer, I'm with you. No, no, no. You're seeking justice for the father and the kids. They need better. You're helping, not hurting. So it looks like he did a second video. I am human. I'm also a father. I have a heart. I have a grandparent. I can't imagine being treated, but the sound is removed. We can't hear what he's saying.
I'm making this video in response to everybody's questions, comments. There's so many people commenting on a picture about the father. So I'm making a video to give you guys basically an update of what happened. Before I even made the video, I called the police to get the man some help. They called the ambulance and they took him away. I don't know him personally. I don't know his name. I didn't know anything. The video I showed you guys I was in a state of shock. So me walking through my place, seeing a man in there that I don't know who it is, seeing my place and the damage that like in the state that it was compared to how I left it. So I was in a state of shock. I was in my feelings because I have an elderly father, and I can imagine someone leaving my father in that situation. Not only was he in a wheelchair, I'm sure he haven't ate in a couple days. I'm sure he haven't drunk no water. He was covered in feces. I didn't get up and close and personal because I didn't want to put him out there like that. But it's a rough, tough situation, and I had to make a decision of what I want to do. I was battling with my emotions and what's best for me, because it's so many people saying what I should have done, but you're not in the situation, and it's not.
That's true. There's a lot of people that are woulda, coulda, shoulda-ing. I'm one of those people. I would have done this. You should have done that better. But when push come to shove, we're not in that situation. We don't know how we would have acted in that moment, but I sure as shit would have made sure to file a complaint for elderly abuse. And I sure as shit wouldn't have gone on the internet and said that I didn't want to do anything like that because I was worried about breaking up a family. Out of everything he said, that was probably the worst thing that he could have said. I didn't file a report because I didn't want to break up a family. You saw the comments on that last video. The family was already broke. It was already broke. In my opinion, he made the whole situation a whole lot worse by not filing an official elderly abuse report to make sure that that man was taken care of. By not doing that, he could very well end up in the exact same situation. And like that one commenter said, the next time he gets left somewhere, it could be the last time, because someone might not come back in time to find him.
Condemning nobody, but I had to make the decision of what I wanted to do. Definitely that man needed help, so that was my first thing to think, like, because I have a father, a grandfather, so I can imagine somebody leaving him like that, especially being your own daughter. So I'm still going through it. Still haven't heard anything from Airbnb. Apology from Airbnb. I haven't got, hey, we sorry.
Okay, I don't want to hear him complain about Airbnb anymore. I'm trying to see if he ever exposed who she was.
That video actually wasn't long enough for me to say what else I wanted to say. I read all the comments, and, everybody quick to pass judgment, especially on stuff they don't know nothing about, or it's just a video. You're just looking at the video. I'm living in this in real life. Like, not only is this frustrating, it's heartbreaking. It's sad. It's disappointment. I'm just go through a number of different emotions. Like, I have to deal with all this by myself. Not one person on any of these posts, comments, asked me like, hey, are you okay?
I mean, sure, everybody wants to ask if they're okay after something like that. But I think people were just more in a blind outrage that he seemingly didn't do enough to help that elderly man. And from what he put on the internet, he's more upset about not being reimbursed by Airbnb than the trauma that he suffered from walking in and seeing an elderly man covered in feces and likely starving and dehydrating to death. He talked a lot more in that video about Airbnb not reimbursing him. Am I wrong? Am I still being too harsh? I've been scrolling, and I don't know if he ever exposed her. We could be here all day. The situation itself is heart-wrenching, and it raises some serious questions about neglect and responsibility. But based on the available evidence, the elderly man appears to be physically unharmed, thank God, and he was taken care of after being found. But the absence of legal follow through suggests that this really didn't go any further than social media outrage and concern rather than there being actual criminal justice. Do you think that the Airbnb host should have filed formal reports? Or do you think that he did the best that he could do by just simply calling the police, having an ambulance show up, and then just letting them handle it from there? Do you think that he should have pursued for a little bit more justice for this elderly man? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like videos like this and you appreciate this kind of content, the fastest way to let me know is to just hit that thumbs up button before you leave. While you're down there, also check and make sure that you are subscribed and that notification bell is rung so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.